the early 20th century, a time of ambition. Cities were growing, technology was advancing, and the world was on the brink of monumental change. People were filled with hope and dreams of a brighter future, a time of engineering marvels. Bridges, skyscrapers, and ships were being constructed with newfound techniques and materials. The world was witnessing feats of engineering that were once thought impossible. From this era of innovation, the RMS Titanic emerged. She was not just a ship, she was a symbol of human achievement, a floating palace that promised luxury and safety, a titan of the seas. The Titanic was designed to be the largest and most luxurious ship ever built, a marvel that would dominate the oceans and set new standards for maritime travel, the largest ship ever built. She was a behemoth, stretching over 882 feet in length and weighing over 46,000 tons. Her size was a testament to the ambition and ingenuity of her creators. Her creation, a testament to human ingenuity. Thousands of workers toiled day and night, pouring their skills and sweat into bringing this colossal vessel to life. Every rivet, every plank, every detail was meticulously crafted, a symbol of luxury and progress. The Titanic was more than just a means of transportation. She was a floating city, complete with lavish dining rooms, grand staircases, and opulent cabins. Little did anyone know fate had other plans. The Titanic, despite all her grandeur and promise, was sailing towards a destiny that would forever change history. The Titanic was designed to be the epitome of opulence, lavish interiors, spacious decks. She offered amenities that were unheard of at the time, from swimming pools to libraries, ensuring that passengers traveled in the utmost comfort. A grand staircase that whispered of elegance. This iconic feature became a symbol of the Titanic's luxury, a place where passengers could gather and marvel at the ship's beauty. The ship boasted the latest technology, wireless communication, watertight compartments. These innovations were designed to make the Titanic not only the most luxurious, but also the safest ship afloat, a marvel of its time. The Titanic represented the pinnacle of human achievement, a vessel that combined beauty, luxury, and cutting-edge technology. But pride, as they say, often precedes the fall. The Titanic's tragic end serves as a poignant reminder of the limits of human ambition and the unpredictable nature of fate. April 10th, 1912, Southampton, England. Excitement filled the air. The Titanic embarked on her maiden voyage, destination New York City. On board, a microcosm of society, millionaires in first class, immigrants in steerage, all dreaming of a new world. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. Laughter echoed through the grand saloon. Music drifted from the first-class dining area. The ship a world unto itself, a floating palace of dreams, but beneath the surface an icy terror lurked, waiting, watching. The Atlantic Ocean, vast, unforgiving. The Titanic sliced through the water. A sense of invincibility filled the air. Warnings of icebergs were received, but the Titanic steamed on, confident, unafraid. Then, on the night of April 14th, it happened. A large iceberg, directly in the Titanic's path. The lookout spotted the danger, the alarm was raised, the engines roared, the ship turned, but it was too late. The impact was subtle at first, a shudder, a scraping sound, then the realization dawned. The unthinkable had indeed happened. The Titanic had struck an iceberg. Panic began to spread rapidly. Passengers rushed to the deck. Confusion and fear reigned. The crew scrambled to assess the damage. Urgent reports came in. The ship was taking on water quickly. The unthinkable truth became painfully clear. The Titanic, the unsinkable ship, was tragically sinking. Section 5, Heroes and Martyrs, Stories from the Deep. In the annals of maritime history, few tales are as poignant and heart-wrenching as those from the Titanic. This chapter delves into the stories of bravery, sacrifice, and the indomitable human spirit that emerged amidst the chaos and despair of that fateful night. In the face of unimaginable terror, heroism emerged. As the ship began to sink, the crew and passengers faced a dire reality. Yet amidst the panic, there were those who stood tall, displaying acts of courage that would be remembered for generations. The band played on, calming passengers with music. Their melodies provided a semblance of normalcy, a brief respite from the encroaching doom. It was a testament to their dedication and bravery, choosing to comfort others even as their own fate was sealed. The wireless operators sent out desperate distress calls. These brave men worked tirelessly, knowing that their efforts could mean the difference between life and death for many. Their messages reached out into the night, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. John Jacob Astor, a prominent millionaire, helped his pregnant wife into a lifeboat, sacrificing his own chance of survival. His actions were a poignant reminder that in the face of disaster, true character is revealed. Astor's sacrifice was one of many that night, as countless individuals put the lives of others before their own. But there were not enough lifeboats. The ship, deemed unsinkable, was woefully unprepared for such a catastrophe. The shortage of lifeboats meant that difficult decisions had to be made, and not everyone would have a chance to escape. The unthinkable truth sank in. Not everyone would survive. As the ship's bow dipped below the icy waters, the grim reality became apparent. The passengers and crew were faced with the harrowing knowledge that many would not see the dawn. Mothers clung to their children. In the face of overwhelming fear, maternal instincts took over. These women, driven by an unyielding desire to protect their young, held on tightly, hoping against hope for a miracle. Husbands bid farewell to wives. The deck of the Titanic became a stage for countless heartbreaking goodbyes. Couples, knowing that their time together was drawing to a close, shared final moments of love and sorrow. Acts of selflessness and despair played out against the backdrop of the sinking ship. In those final hours, the true essence of humanity was on display. Some chose to help others, while some succumbed to despair. These stories from the deep remind us of the fragility of life and the strength of the human spirit. Section 6. Into the abyss, the final plunge. The Titanic was sinking fast. The bow dipped lower and lower. The stern rose high into the air. Passengers and crew clung to the railing, praying for a miracle. And then she broke. The Titanic split in two. The stern settled back momentarily before plunging into the icy depths, taking with it over 1,500 souls. The date, April 15th, 1912. The time, 2:20 a.m. The unsinkable ship was gone. Section 7. A Sea of Souls. Struggles for survival. In the darkness, hundreds clung to life, adrift in lifeboats, surrounded by the cries of the lost. The freezing water claimed many. Hypothermia set in. Those in the lifeboats faced an agonizing wait. Every splash of water a cruel reminder of the tragedy. The cries of those lost in the water echoed in their ears. The night stretched on, an eternity of fear and despair. Section 8. Rescue at dawn, Carpathia's arrival. As dawn broke, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. The Carpathia, responding to the distress calls, arrived. The sight that greeted them was one of utter devastation. The Carpathia's crew worked tirelessly, pulling survivors from lifeboats, offering warmth and comfort, but the loss was staggering. Over 1,500 souls perished in the icy waters. The world mourned. Section 9. Echoes of Tragedy, the Aftermath. The sinking of the Titanic was not just a maritime disaster, it was a global catastrophe that resonated deeply with people from all walks of life. The news of the Titanic's sinking sent shockwaves across the globe. Newspapers from New York to London carried the tragic headlines, and the world was united in grief and disbelief. How could this happen? How could the unsinkable ship sink? Inquiries were launched immediately. Governments and maritime authorities around the world demanded answers. The British and American inquiries sought to uncover the truth, leading to significant changes in maritime regulations. The tragedy exposed the limitations of technology and the arrogance of man. The belief in the ship's invincibility was shattered, revealing the hubris that had led to inadequate safety measures and insufficient lifeboats. The world mourned the victims. Memorial services were held in cities across the globe, and monuments were erected to honor those who had perished. Families were torn apart and communities grieved the loss of loved ones, the wealthy, the poor. The disaster did not discriminate. It claimed the lives of both the affluent and the impoverished, highlighting the stark contrast in their experiences. While some of the wealthiest passengers managed to secure spots on lifeboats, many of the less fortunate were left to face the icy waters. The dreamers who boarded the Titanic, their hopes and aspirations now buried at the bottom of the ocean. Immigrants seeking a new life in America. Businessmen on important ventures and families on vacation, all their dreams were lost to the depths. The Titanic became a symbol of human vulnerability. It served as a stark reminder that no matter how advanced our technology, we are still at the mercy of nature's unpredictable forces. A reminder that even the grandest creations can be humbled by the forces of nature. The wreckage of the Titanic, discovered decades later, stands as a haunting testament to the power of the natural world and the fragility of human endeavors. Survivors recounted their harrowing experiences, their stories filled with both sorrow and resilience. Their testimonies provided invaluable insights into the final moments of the Titanic and the human spirit's capacity to endure unimaginable tragedy. The legacy of the Titanic endures in popular culture through books, films, and exhibitions. It continues to captivate the imagination, serving as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring quest for safety and innovation in maritime travel. Section 10. A timeless legend, the Titanic's enduring legacy. The Titanic may lie at the bottom of the Atlantic, but her story lives on. A tale of tragedy, of heroism, of the fragility of life. The Titanic continues to fascinate. Books, documentaries, and movies keep the memory of the ship and her passengers alive. The wreck, a haunting reminder of that fateful night, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Both in life and in death, the Titanic story, a cautionary tale for all time.